Welcome to Airborne at Oshkosh for Monday, July 29th. I'm Ashley Hale. Coming up on today's Airborne, the FAA has granted Icon's petition for a weight waiver for the A5. EAA Chairman Jack Pelton welcomes the aviation world to Oshkosh. And the ribbon is cut on EAA's new Innovations Pavilion. These stories and more from AirVenture at Whitman Regional Airport are coming up today on Airborne. The day opened with a long-awaited announcement from Icon Aircraft concerning their A5 amphibious aircraft. Tom Patton reports.
Icon Aircraft has been granted a waiver by the FAA to allow an increase in the maximum gross takeoff weight for the A5 to 1,680 pounds, which the company says will allow it to proceed with production of the airplane. Icon CEO Kirk Hawkins said in a news conference Monday morning at AirVenture that the FAA called the spin-resistant design of the airplane a significant safety enhancement.
The FAA determined that granting relief from the max takeoff weight for LSA for this specific safety enhancement is in the public interest and is also consistent with the FAA's goal of increasing safety for small airplanes.
Hawkins said that with the waiver in place, the company plans to have the first production airplane flying in 2014. Icon has made predictions about production dates in the past that had not been met. In addition, Hawkins said that the airplane's performance will be slightly negatively affected by the increase in weight, and the price has gone up as well, with the Icon A5 now expected to cost $189,000. For Airborne at Whitman Regional Airport in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, I'm Tom Patton.
When we come back, EAA Chairman Jack Pelton welcomes the world to Wisconsin. You're watching Airborne on Aero-TV.
Pipistrel's innovative new Alpha trainer has been designed from the ground up for flying school operations. Powered by a Rotax 80 horsepower engine, the Alpha burns only 2.5 U.S. gallons of fuel per hour at 100 to 108 knots, giving you the opportunity to make flight training cost-effective once again. Be sure to check out the Pipistrel Alpha when you're ready to select your next trainer. Get more info at pipistrel-usa.com. FreeFlight, the Texas-based company that pioneered the first certified WAAS GPS receiver, designs and manufactures high-performance avionics, delivering substantial benefits from the next-gen airspace transformation. Learn more at www.freeflightsystems.com.
Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
This Aerocast is sponsored by ForeFlight, makers of intelligent iPhone and iPad apps for pilots. Visit foreflight.com to see and hear more about ForeFlight Mobile. With best-in-class design, touch planning, brilliant pre-flight and in-flight weather displays, and backed by fanatical pilot support, ForeFlight Mobile is aviation's most popular app.
Welcome back to Airborne from Oshkosh. I'm Ashley Hale. EAA Chairman Jack Pelton opened his discussion of AirVenture 2013 with even more detail about the way the FAA ran roughshod over the EAA barely 2 months ago. Jim Campbell reports.
On the opening day of AirVenture 2013, EAA Chairman of the Board Jack Pelton not only gave us a few additional details about just how unfair a situation had developed between the FAA and EAA leading up to this year's adventure, but also gave a great deal of information about how EAA had lost its way last year, how emphasis on the contribution of the volunteers and the importance of the members had gone by the wayside, and all the efforts they had undertaken this year to make sure that they not only made sure that members felt welcome and volunteers felt treasured, and set EAA in a new direction toward serving the membership, serving its volunteers, and more important, building a foundation for AirVenture for the future. For the Aero-News Network, Airborne and Aero-TV, I'm Jim Campbell.
Thanks, Jim. ANN's Jim Campbell sat down with EAA Chair Jack Pelton earlier in the week to discuss issues facing the EAA as well as the general aviation industry. We'll be featuring portions of that interview throughout the week. Here's part one of the series.
Jack, it's the eve of a whole different Oshkosh. I can't tell you how excited we are to be here after everything that's come our way over the last couple of months from the standpoint of watching EAA battle FAA, over the transitions that have occurred not just here in the EAA but upcoming in AOPA. There's no question that this is a pivotal Oshkosh, and it's going to be an exciting one from a number of standpoints because you folks have certainly loaded the attraction standpoint. But above and beyond that, there are just people who want to be here, be counted, be seen, be heard, and let people know that aviation is alive and well.
Well, Jim, it's great to have you here, and it has been a pivotal year in a lot of ways. I think we've thought going into the year that we had, a little bit of a headwind as to what's been going on in aviation in general with the economy and some of the manufacturers not doing well. And then, of course, the transition here at EA. But never in our wildest dreams did we think we were going to end up in a, almost a $500,000 fight to have controllers show up and essentially hold us hostage on even being able to have the event. So today, sitting here with you is probably one of the best days in the last 3 months because we know the show's on. The response and feedback that you shared is what we're hearing in positive. The volunteers are on site. I had a chance this morning to sit with a room full of pink shirt controllers and know that they are here, and actually we are going to be able to have an event. So it's a good start. My message to them was pretty straightforward, is that they're professionals that volunteer for the assignment. They don't volunteer in the sense that they don't get paid. But the squabble that we're having is many, many pay grades above them, and that we really respect what they do, and we can't have the show without them. So let's get on and have a good show, and we'll continue our fight with their bosses.
Last fall, I was minding my own business over at Redbird when I heard this rumor that there were big changes happening at EAA, and I think I surprised the heck out of a few folks here who went, "Oh, come on, you got to be kidding!" And the next thing you know, a huge transition took place at EAA, and here comes Jack Pelton galloping in on the white horse to provide some stability at a time when stability seemed to be the last thing that anybody was conceiving of at the time. I'd like to get just an overview of, from then till now, what this has meant to you, what you've learned, what's occurred, and would you do it again?
That was an interesting day when you were at Redbird because I was supposed to be there as one of the featured speakers for the event, of which I was really looking forward to it. And we were in the midst of making some tough board decisions, which caused me to have to cancel going to the Redbird event. As just a board member, I wasn't sure what this really meant for me personally at the time. Also happened to be the exact same day that I lost my mother when all of this was going on, who was a big part of my aviation career. But it all came together, and I was elected that same day as the chairman of EA, but also the board's decision that same day was to make a leadership change, of which they thought I had enough time in my hands that I could certainly hold the reins through AirVenture. Yeah, I thought life was pretty good. My handicap was coming down in golf. I was flying more often. But it was being a part of this organization from a very, very young Jack, with Big Jack, my dad, being a member of Chapter 1, I really felt concerned that if somebody didn't at least step in and help try to organize and get through the transition, that this organization that was so important to me really could go off the tracks permanently. I mean, I really felt it was in that kind of place, which is a pretty dire place to be. So I jumped in. I happened to have time on my hands and believe in the mission and what EA does, so that's why I'm here.
What were the first few weeks like?
There was an uncomfortableness the first couple of weeks as to what the heck's going on. I mean, the situation wasn't healthy, so people were looking for some positive change. But of course, anytime you have change and a leadership change as abrupt as this was, it caused people to take a step back and take time to say, okay, well, let's wait and see what's really going on here. I would say I felt comfortable that after about 4 weeks spending time here with the leadership team and reassuring them that we are getting back to what our mission has been about, that we value the employees, that we are going to get back to having the culture that we've had in the past, that things started to change, and they started to move pretty quickly as far as a good positive attitude. And we did some hiring back of some people who left the organization that were key. I think Rick Larson, who many of you know from a marketing standpoint, we got him back on board. Charlie Becker on the home built and chapter side. So we were rebuilding, and I think those were positive signs to people that this board is serious about making sure we keep EA in the posture and stance that it's been for 60 years.
That was ANN's Jim Campbell and EAA Chair Jack Pelton. We'll have more from that interview each day this week. Pelton's former employer, Cessna, held a press conference Monday offering updates on several of their piston engine programs. Vice President for Single-Engine Airplanes Jodi Noah said the Turbo Skylane JT-A was progressing towards an expected third-quarter certification by the FAA. She said that reaction to the airplane from those who have seen and flown the demos has been very positive. She also said that orders were coming in for both the Grand Caravan EX and the recently certified TTX. Noah said that Cessna's Discover Flying Intern program is designed to generate a renewed interest in general aviation.
That's one of the hardest things for us as a manufacturer in this environment. You know, we're at all-time lows on production, especially on the piston side, and you know it's going to take effort from all of the manufacturers, from everyone in the industry, pulling together to really reignite general aviation. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to do our part to make sure that everyone else in the world that's not in aviation today, that they understand what's going on with it, they understand how exciting it could be, and give them a reason to want to join us.
The company also presented a $100,000 check to EAA's Young Eagles program. SubSonex Aircraft announced that kit reservation deposits are now being accepted for the SubSonex personal jet. $10,000 refundable deposits will be used to assign reservation numbers to prospective SubSonex customers on a first-come, first-served basis. A guaranteed price of $125,000 is being offered for the first 10 deposit holders, which includes the SubSonex Ultra Quick Build Kit, along with the PBS TJ100 turbojet engine with installation accessories. The company also recently announced the availability of quick build kits for SONX, YX, and 1X models, including pre-built fuselage and wing structures, along with an installed canopy. When we come back, EAA's new Innovations Pavilion is open for business. You're watching Airborne. More in a moment.
Aspen offers the most flexible and affordable certified synthetic vision available. Evolution Synthetic Vision is now here. Customizable display layouts enhance the data you need for each phase of flight. Built-in terrain warning system combines terrain and flight path marker coloring, caution and warning text, and an audio warning signal to alert you when terrain or obstacle hazards conflict with your flight path. Aspen Avionics, a new way to look at avionics. Waco Classic Aircraft now offers the Great Lakes 2T1A2. Inspired by the classic YMF 5D, it's smaller but with 180 horsepower, simpler avionics, and fully aerobatic. Waco lets you fly simply for the fun of it. www.wacoaircraft.com.
Concorde Platinum Series batteries are available for all aircraft and offer extra cranking power, resulting in less draw on the battery per cycle for longer life. Visit booth 2053 at Oshkosh. Concorde, for the heart of your aircraft.
295 and counting. That's the number of lives saved so far by the revolutionary BRS airframe parachute. See and read why BRS can keep you safe at www.brsparachutes.com. Ultra Electronics Flightline Systems presents the Oracle, offering intelligent power management for single and twin piston engine aircraft, and soon to be available in fixed-wing turbine and rotorcraft versions. Visit www.ultra-oracle.com for more information.
Welcome back to Airborne on Aero-TV, coming to you this week from Whitman Regional Airport in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I'm Ashley Hale. EAA cut the ribbon on their Innovations Pavilion at the opening of the show Monday. EAA's Vice President for Donor and Business Relations, Alyssa Lines, said that the opening of the pavilion helps the EAA fulfill one of its core values.
I'm very excited about it because for years people have talked about EAA being the center of innovation, but we have done nothing to claim that role ourselves, yet we know it's at the core of who we are. It's part of our core values. So we've had a small innovations gallery on our grounds for several years, buried off in a corner, a dark building, a hot building, and not on the main drag. And in that building, a lot of really cool things were unveiled, a lot of things happened, but the majority of people on our grounds never saw it. And so this year we made a commitment to bringing to the forefront one of our core values, innovations, to one of the four corners of EAA.
Several announcements are planned for the Innovation Pavilion during the show this week, including at least one new airplane to be unveiled later in the week. BendixKing announced a new angle of attack indicator at a news conference Monday morning. The AOA instrument indicates reserve lift based on pressure differential measured within a separate pitot-static system and displays relative angle of attack of the wing regardless of airspeed. The AOA indicator can be mounted on typical glare shields or in the instrument panel. It gives both visual and audio cues and is independent of the aircraft's pitot-static system. Staying in the cockpit, Lightspeed announced a new aviation headset, the Zulu PFX. The company says the new headset incorporates many technological advances that will help make the cockpit a quieter place, at least from the pilot's perspective. Those innovations include acoustic response mapping, dynamic noise reduction, and a high level of personalization through an app for iOS devices. When we come back, flying with Jack and Mac from Fond du Lac. You're watching Airborne, more in a moment.
The Eclipse can get you anywhere in almost any kind of condition.
This plane is fun.
It's a life changer.
Every flight is a great experience.
It's a remarkable airplane.
Just need to fly it. That's the only way I can really explain how great it is and how much fun it is.
Bright, light, and affordable. Sandia Aerospace presents the STX-165 Mode AC Transponder. Check it out at www.sandia.aero.
Cubcrafters is unique in that we can design, prototype, and certify and put into production an aircraft. There aren't very many companies in the world that can make that claim.
Did you know to get a full ADS-B in service in the U.S., first you need a compliant ADS-B out? Trig Avionics are the ADS-B experts, offering the smartest and best value ADS-B out money can buy. Trig, smart, affordable, and future-proof.
BendixKing's My Wingman app for your iPad. Only 18 seconds of flight planning does the flight planning for you. Get your free 30-day trial today at the Apple App Store. Courtesy of BendixKing by Honeywell.
Sunday before the show, EAA Chair Jack Pelton and Mac McClellan flew the Redbird Red Hawk from Fond du Lac to Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and ANN's cameras were along for the ride.
Power's coming up. Everything's in the green. Redbird 1 on course.
Which way you heading?
Forward to Fisk, Redbird 1.
Rowan, under that. Colonel 4 Romeo Tango, just report 1 mile southwest of the airport for the left base for 36. We should be able to get there. 4 Romeo Tango, 1 mile. Report.
South Tower, Lockheed Jets.
Maybe we should go for the numbers.
That's what I was going to do. I was going to go for the yellow. Let him go yellow.
Yeah.
And South Tower, Lockheed Jets, red, silver, O'Brien, Linden, well.
Lockheed Jet, runway 36, left, clear to land.
6 left, I'm on that right base, a 2 mile right base.
Got you in tight traffic, you're following, there's 2 high wings right over the approach end, there's a low wing out there too, he's going to the right side, no factor. Now Lockheed, after you land, you can plan to take it all the way to the end.
To the end, Lockheed.
Here's down. Redbird 1, how far out are you?
Over the numbers.
Redbird 1, that works just fine, then clear to land, 36 left. Cherokee on the 36 right, can you keep it in the air going to the end?
Affirmative, line.
The Red Hawk airplane is here on display at Oshkosh for the rest of the week. And remember to stay up to date on all things AirVenture 2013. You can check out our website at www.aero-news.net. And remember to check out Airborne every day this week as we report here from the field of Whitman Regional Airport. I'm Ashley Hale. Thanks for watching.